You walk into a grocery store on a Tuesday evening. You just need milk, one item, that's it.
But somehow, 40 minutes later, you leave with 14 things you didn't plan to buy. A bag of chips, some cookies, that fancy cheese that was on sale, ice cream you don't even remember picking up. You look at your receipt and think, how did this happen? Here's the truth. This isn't an accident. This isn't bad luck. This isn't even your fault. The milk is in the back corner on purpose, and that single design choice, it makes grocery stores an extra $200 billion a year, globally. This is the hidden blueprint of retail manipulation, a system designed by psychologists, perfected over decades, and used against you every single time you walk through those automatic doors. And you're about to see exactly how it works.
To understand why milk is in the back corner, we need to go back in time. Picture this. It's 1952, post-war America. Suburbs are booming, families are growing, and grocery stores,
They look nothing like today. Most grocery stores in the 1950s were small, maybe 1,500 square feet, and you couldn't even walk the aisles yourself. Here's how it worked. You'd walk up to a counter, hand the clerk a written list. They'd disappear into the back, grab your items from shelves you couldn't see, bring them to the front, you'd pay, you'd leave. In the late 1950s and early 1960s, a new concept arrived from California, the self-service supermarket. Stores like Piggly Wiggly and King Cullen pioneered this model. And the idea was revolutionary. What if customers did the work themselves? What if we opened up the aisle, let people walk through, let them see all the product, let them pick items off the shelves with their own hand? The store owners loved it. Less staff needed, lower labor costs, but they discovered something much bigger, something that would change retail forever. When people walked through the store themselves, they bought more. Early studies from the 1960s showed that self-service stores had 30 to 40% higher sales than clerk service stores. Same products, same prices, just a different layout. Then in the 1970s, researchers started studying this scientifically. A famous study from 1975 by marketing professor Paco Underhill tracked thousands of shoppers using time-lapse cameras. His findings were shocking. Every additional minute a customer spends in the store results in approximately $2 in extra purchases. So store designers asked themselves a brilliant and devious question. How do we make people stay longer? And the answer was simple. Make them walk more. That's when stores started moving essential items, milk, eggs, bread, butter, to the far corners of the store. Not because it made logical sense, not because it helped customers, but because it forced you to walk past hundreds of other products to get what you came for. The grocery store stopped being a place of convenience. It became a calculated maze designed to extract maximum profit from every visit.
let's walk through a modern grocery store together. I'm going to show you exactly what's happening at every step. The hidden triggers, the psychological traps, the profit mechanisms. You walk through the automatic doors. The first thing you notice? Space. Lots of open space. This area is called the decompression zone. It's the first 15 feet inside the entrance, and it's intentionally empty. Why? Because when you first enter, your brain is still transitioning. You're moving from the outside world, the parking lot, the traffic, the noise, into the store environment. You need a moment to adjust, to slow down, to shift gears. If stores put products right at the entrance, you'd walk right past them. Your brain wouldn't even register them. So they give you space, let you breathe, let you slow down. And then the manipulation begins. Right after the decompression zone, you see flowers. Beautiful, colorful, fresh flowers. Then produce, bright red tomatoes, green lettuce, yellow bananas. This isn't random. This is called priming. Priming is a psychological technique where an initial stimulus influences your response to a later stimulus without you even realizing it. Flowers make you feel good. They trigger positive emotions, happiness, calm, freshness. And when you feel good, your brain becomes more open, more relaxed, more willing to spend. Studies show that shoppers who pass through a floral or produce section first spend 15 to 20% more than those who don't. The store just puts you in a buying mood, and you haven't even grabbed a cart yet. Speaking of carts, notice how big they are? Modern grocery carts hold way more than the average person needs. That's intentional. It's called the shopping cart effect. When you have a big, empty cart, Your brain perceives it as something that needs to be filled. An empty cart feels wrong, wasteful, inefficient. So subconsciously, you start filling it, even if you only came for milk. Now you're walking. And here's where it gets really interesting. Notice something weird? There's no straight path to the milk. You have to turn. Zigzag. Walk down multiple aisles. Grocery stores use a layout strategy called grid design. Long, parallel aisles with essential items scattered at opposite ends. Milk in the back left corner. Eggs in the back right. Bread near the front. Butter in the middle. You're forced to walk past hundreds of products to get what you need. And as you walk, your eyes are scanning. Even if you're focused, even if you're in a hurry, even if you have a list, your subconscious is processing everything. Studies using eye tracking technology show that shoppers glance at up to 300 products per minute while walking through aisles. You're not consciously looking at each one, but your brain is registering them. And some of those products, they trigger a thought. Oh yeah, I could use that. That's on sale. Maybe I should grab it. I haven't had that in a while. And just like that, it's in your cart. Then you walk past the bakery. And you smell it. Fresh bread, warm cookies, cinnamon rolls. That smell? It's being pumped through the ventilation system on purpose because scent is one of the most powerful psychological triggers. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but that's just one store, right? Wrong. This is every store. Walmart, Target, Kroger, Safeway, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Costco, Aldi. They all use variations of the exact same playbook. Because it works. Let me give you some numbers. In 1980, the average American household spent about $50 per week on groceries. Today, in 2026, that number is $180 per week. Now, yes, some of that is inflation. But even when you adjust for inflation, we're spending 40% more on groceries than we did 40 years ago. Where did that extra money come from? Store design. Let me break it down. The average grocery store in 2026 is about 45,000 square feet. The average shopper walks approximately 1.3 miles per shopping trip. And the average time spent inside? 41 minutes. 41 minutes to buy maybe 15 items. That's almost 3 minutes per item. Why so long? Because the store is designed to slow you down. To make you wander, to expose you to as many products as possible. And it's not just grocery stores. Every major retailer uses these same psychological principles. IKEA makes you walk through the entire store to reach the checkout. Apple stores have no visible cash registers, so you stay longer. Casinos have no clocks and no windows, so you lose track of time. Gas stations put the milk in the back cooler, so you walk past the chips and soda. This is a global, multi-trillion-dollar system built on behavioral psychology. And you're the target. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Some people figured this out. They started fighting back. They made shopping lists. They used timers. They shopped online for pickup. And grocery stores noticed their profits dipping. So they adapted. Now they use push notifications. Limited time offer. Spend $50, get 10% off. Digital coupons. But you have to hit a minimum purchase to use them. Recommended products. Algorithms suggest items you might like. Autoplay videos. On grocery apps showing recipe ideas that require more ingredients. Even when you shop online, the manipulation continues. The maze just moved to your phone. So what do you do with all this information? First, understand this. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not bad with money. You are up against a 60-year-old scientifically designed system built by psychologists and perfected by billion-dollar corporations. The fact that you impulse buy isn't a character flaw. It's proof the system works. But now you know, and knowledge is power. Here's your action plan. 1. Make a list and stick to it religiously. Write down exactly what you need before you go, and commit to buying only what's on that list. Studies show that shoppers with written lists spend 23% less than those without. 2. Never shop hungry. Seriously, eat a meal first. Because hunger increases impulse purchases by 30%. Your brain craves instant gratification when you're hungry, and the store knows this. 3. Use grocery pickup or delivery. This is the ultimate hack. You shop online, you avoid the layout traps, you skip the scent triggers, you don't see the end caps. Yes, there's usually a small fee, but you'll save way more by not impulse buying. 4. Set a timer. Give yourself 15 minutes. Treat it like a mission. In, out, done. Turn it into a game. You versus the store. 5. Avoid the center aisles unless you need something specific. Shop the perimeter. Produce, dairy, meat. That's where the essentials are. The center aisles are where the processed, high-margin products live. 6. Track your grocery spending. Use an app, a spreadsheet, whatever works. When you see the patterns, when you notice you're spending $40 a week on unplanned items, it becomes real. And real numbers drive behavior change. Final thought. Every time you walk into a grocery store, remember this. The store is not designed for your convenience. It's designed for their profit. The flowers aren't there to be nice. The bakery smell isn't an accident. The milk isn't in the back because of logistics. Every single element is calculated. But now, you're equipped. You see the game. You understand the rules. And that changes everything. Next time you walk past those flowers, past that bakery, all the way to the back corner for milk, you'll know exactly what they're doing. And you'll have the power to choose differently. Because at the end of the day, your money is your power. Don't let a store layout take that away from you.